The Book of the Damned, by Charles Hoyfort, Chapter 14b. With dark bodies that are probably external to our own solar system, I have, in the provincialism that no one can escape, not much concern. Dark bodies afloat in outer space would have been damned a few years ago, but now they are sanctioned by Professor Barnard, and, if he says they're alright, you may think of them without a fear of doing something wrong or ridiculous. The close kinship we note so often between the evil and the absurd. I suppose by the ridiculous I mean the froth of evil. The dark companion of Algol, for instance. Though that's a clear case of celestial miscegenation, the purists, or positivists, admit that's so. In the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, 1915, page 394, Professor Barnard writes of an object, he calls it an object, in Cephus. His idea is that there are dark, opaque bodies outside this solar system. But in the Astrophysical Journal, 1916, page 1, he modifies into regarding them as dark nebulae. That's not so interesting. We accept that Venus, for instance, has often been visited by other worlds, or by superconstructions, from which come cinders and coke and coal, that sometimes these things have reflected light and have been seen from this Earth, by professional astronomers. It will be noted that throughout this chapter our data are accursed Brahmins, as, by hypnosis and inertia, we keep on saying, just as a good many of the scientists of the 19th century kept on admitting the power of the system that preceded them, or continuity would be smashed. There's a big chance here for us to be instantaneously translated to the positive absolute. Oh, well. What I emphasize here is that our damned data are observations by astronomers of the highest standing, excommunicated by astronomers of similar standing, but backed up by the dominant spirit of their era, to which all minds had to equilibrate or be negligible, unheard, submerged. It would seem sometimes, in this book, as if our revolts were against the dogmatisms and pontifications of single scientists of eminence. This is only a convenience, because it seems necessary to personify. If we look over philosophical transactions, or the publications of the Royal Astronomical Society, for instance, we see that Herschel, for instance, was as powerless as any boy stargazer to enforce acceptance of any observation of his that did not harmonize with the system that was growing up as independently of him and all other astronomers, as a phase in the development of an embryo compels all cells to take on appearances concordantly with the design and the predetermined progress and schedule of the whole. Visitors to Venus. Evans, Ways of the Planets, page 140. That, in 1645, a body large enough to look like a satellite was seen near Venus. 4 times in the first half of the 18th century, a similar observation was reported. The last report occurred in 1767. A large body has been seen 7 times, according to Science Gossip, 1886, page 178, near Venus. At least one astronomer, Houzeau, accepted these observations and named the world, planet, super, construction, Neath. His views are mentioned in passing, but without endorsement, in the Transactions of the New York Academy, Volume 5, page 249.